Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for X-Men Red number 2. This is a book from Marvel Comics. Before we get into the book, let's take a look at the creative team. This book is written by Ewing with Stefano Caselli on art, Federico on colors, and Cory Petit on letters. And if you're not familiar with the people in this book, I love that Marvel's doing this for the X-Men line where they tell you like these are the main players in this book. So we have Storm, who is the current regent of Morocco, as well as a member in the Quiet Council in Krakoa. We have Agent Brand, who has been running Sword. There's a lot more to meets the eye to her, Agent Brand. She's playing a very dangerous game, and Al Ewing's been writing that story in every book that she's showed up in. Al Ewing has been really focusing on that, so I'm excited to see what happens with her. We also have Magneto, who recently retired from the council and moved over to Morocco to recreate the Brotherhood, which happened in the last issue. We have Cable, who is back to his older self. Sunspot, who's also kind of retired to Morocco to do his own business, and Vulcan, who is kind of a failure and a recovering, just like trying to recover in Mars or Morocco. So in this issue, the mutants of Mars spend millennia worshipping war on what they now call Araco. They're keeping up their violent ways. Abigail Brand knows the Red Planet needs a firm ruler in charge, but Storm has other ideas. Along with a broken Magneto in a corner and Sunspot making his moves, it's a new world and someone has to claim it. So yeah, this book is really interesting because the way I thought it was going to be pitched was like this is going to be who are the X-Men over Rocco. But there's a lot more to meet the eye. First of all, I do want to start with the story of Vulcan. Vulcan's a really interesting character because I think a lot of people hate him. Like just fans don't really like the character, and it makes sense. He's not a cool dude, and his character both in and out of the comics, just like his character kind of sucks. He's kind of an asshole, but also he was kind of a gimmick of like, oh, here's another Summers brother to sell more books. So he has not had the best history, but I think in this book it really works because he's kind of a heel. He's still playing that role. He's not letting people help him. His brother's right there. You see Scott here. And then we go to the next panel, and this is where the art, I think Caselli excels here, along with Blee on colors. And I love the magnitude of this panel, like how far out, Xavier gets in his head, and we see here his mindscape. But Vulcan's is strong. He's a powerful dude, and that is shown here. You don't normally leave this much empty space on a page, but it really here's how important it is this show of power, right? To kick off one of the most powerful psychic mutants out of your head. It just makes Vulcan seem really strong. But I think that is for a purpose, which we'll go into a little bit later. So yeah, as we know, Abigail's trying to reassemble the X-Men, trying to figure out who's going to be ruling Araco, as they said, because they don't really trust the Council of Araco. And yeah, they start going to try to kill this thing. That's really what they're trying to kill is not really the important part. They're trying to save the people of Araco. But then Storm shows up with Magneto and Sunspot and then the new Brotherhood of Mutants. And as Vulcan tries to step up to Storm, she stops him dead on his tracks. And there's a lot more that happens in the story, but I just wanted to show this panel because earlier we saw how powerful Vulcan is, and now we're seeing how powerful Storm is. And I just love the way that Marvel's been treating Storm in the last few years, where she's just been built as just a super badass. She's just a monster. So very excited for that. She looks great. I love the designs by Caselli, like the costumes for this, and I'm really glad the Brotherhood is back. The Brotherhood of Mutants hasn't been around in a long time, and I know normally they have a negative connotation as the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, but in this book, I think they're trying to flip that on its head, because, like I mentioned, Abigail Brand has her own plans, and they're probably up to no good. So, very, very much recommend this book. I am a big fan of Al Ewing, also Caselli and Blee on the art. And yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. If you want something that's a little bit different and not as connected to Krakoa as everything else, this book is perfect for that. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more trailer reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, comic reviews, movie reviews, all that fun stuff. We also have a few videos on some news that were announced this week for comics. Go check all that stuff out in the channel. Just a lot of videos to watch, a lot of content. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.